Hi, we're at Lincoln Middle School. I'm Crystal Driscoll, the Sustainability Science teacher and also the Garden Club advisor for Lincoln.
And I'm Mesa Driscoll, her daughter.
And welcome to our garden tour. The geodesic dome on Lincoln's campus is about 14 years old. It is used as an outdoor class space primarily by Sustainability Science and a couple of other classes. We use it for growing microgreens in the winter and also for assisting with starting some of our seedlings. Lincoln's gardens were established about 13 years ago, so we have 8 raised beds. So what you're seeing right here are the ones that I am primarily using with my Sustainability Science class and my garden club. So there are 5 right here, there's 1 behind the dome, and there are 2 out front of the dome that are used by Sherry Drago, our special ed teacher. She also does the same thing with her students. They plant everything, they harvest, they maintain, check the soils, all of that throughout the school year. And then the produce that is grown in our gardens is used with the students where they learn some basic culinary skills. So in some of our studies in sustainability science, they learn about where their food comes from, the importance of various types of agriculture, urban agriculture, and worldwide agriculture, and how it impacts the earth with the different methods of farming. So in this bed we have potatoes. That's always a favorite by students. They're so fun to watch when they are digging through the soil. This one we have carrots, also same thing, kids just the excitement of pulling out carrots. We roast these primarily. In this bed we did have garlic. And right now I planted kale and more carrots. Right here, this was something, it was an experiment. Germinated some butternut squash. And I thought it was spaghetti squash I did, but I guess I did butternut. I don't know what I was thinking. And so we've got a few squash plants growing, a few butternut. And then we had this tomato that grew from last year. Again, more tomatoes, always a favorite of students. So I chose the produce this year primarily because I wanted stuff that would be ready for fall, stuff that would be easy for kids to practice with cutting and that students are familiar with. I do usually try to choose a couple of produce items that they're not familiar with, but I do have every year a couple students who have never had a fresh tomato right off the vine, or some kids who have never even tried a tomato, which is always interesting. So I love watching them and then having them experiment with that. There are various pepper plants. So we have some banana peppers growing and a couple of really hot peppers. Lots of sage, and then I have herbs in the permaculture garden. The sage and the herbs are used for obviously with our roasting or cooking. They also sometimes will make a butter, an herb butter. So getting them to try fresh herbs and be familiar with what they are. We'll probably try preserving some this year in the classroom. In the fence behind the dome, we have, this was part of the Bringing Nature Home project. So these are various berry growing bushes. So we've got blueberry, high bush chokeberry, and high bush cranberry. And these are all purchased with a grant that we had through the Audubon. And not only is it beneficial to pollinators, to the birds, but it's also great for students to try. And believe it or not, they actually like the sourness of the chokeberry, some of them. So the gardens will serve as a very important outdoor learning space and beneficial learning space this fall. I'll still be able to bring students out here and probably place 2 students per bed when we're working out here, and that will be maintaining the gardens, harvesting, getting them ready for the winter, testing the soil as part of some of our lessons. And when it gets a little bit cooler, probably mid-October, we'll be able to get into the dome, start cleaning that up and use it for growing microgreens. So even in this uncertain time, we'll still be able to go on with some very beneficial learning that will hopefully carry students through the rest of their life. So thank you for joining us at Lincoln Middle School. Take care.